In 1943, at the height of Hitler and the German army sweeping through Europe and North Africa, no one could stand against them, and it seemed the Second World War was nearing its end with a clear victor. As the world began to adjust to a new era with Germany potentially being the world's ruler, Hitler decided to invade Russia. This turned out to be his greatest mistake and the beginning of his downfall. The reason for this was the resilience of the Soviet people, who vowed that the German army would not cross the threshold of a city named Stalingrad. This was not the first time that the dream of world dominance had been shattered against the rock of Russia. It had happened before. For instance, in 1812, Napoleon, who was at the peak of his power and was unbeatable across Europe, decided to invade Russia, which proved to be the graveyard for his army due to its harsh winter and challenging terrain. Russia, my friend, is a major power. It was the first country to send a human into space. It was the birthplace of Marxist communist revolution, which eradicated class distinction and the exploitation of workers and peasants by feudal lords. Its dictatorial system led to the extermination of over 20 million people. The country of Bolsheviks, Tarkovsky, Chekhov, and Russian literature, the greatest in history, also sees its weapon of choice, the Kalashnikov, present in every armed conflict worldwide. In every problem occurring in our Arab region, we hear its name. What it has been doing recently suggests it might be aiming to return to Soviet-style dominance. Let's explore who Russia is and what it intends for the world. If you look at past empires that reached greatness and then fell, you can predict the future. This perfectly sets the stage for discussing the empire of iron and fire, Russia. At a glance on the map, you'll see that Russia is the largest country in the world. With an area of about 17 million square kilometers stretching across two continents, its borders extend from North Korea in the far east of Asia to Finland in northern Europe. With this vast area comes immense natural resources, including the world's largest reserves of diamonds and 1/6 of the world's iron reserves. Importantly, Russia holds the largest natural gas reserves globally. Make a note of this, as natural gas represents a cornerstone of Russia's current policy and a significant weapon for Russian pressure on Europe, particularly Germany, which heavily relies on Russian gas. Russia's story began around the 9th century, specifically in 879, with a Viking colony in an area later known as Kiev, which is now the capital of Ukraine. At that time, the country was called Kievan Rus. The Viking people were primarily warriors, so you could say they were fighters by nature, somewhat like the Spartans or the 300.